Hello. Today we're going to have some fun with the serial port on an Apple IIc. On the left-hand side is a console display from the Apple IIc running the new MegaFlash, and on the right is a USB serial connection to the Apple IIc modem port using a program called Serial. It is connecting to the 2C using a regular ADT Pro cable. Nothing fancy there. So I'll boot into select the ROM disk. It's number 3. Okay, and boot into basic system. Okay, so proper Apple II screen. So first we'll go into AD column mode just to make life interesting. So PR number 3. And next, we'll turn on the serial console. To receive input from the serial port, in number 2, and Control A, 14B, enter. Okay, so on the serial console, take a look at the settings. Running 9600, 7, none, 2. A little bit of character delay, and no emulation. Interactive send mode. The other option is line buffered. That one could be a little frustrating. It'll only send when you press enter. Return key is CR. Delete key is, well, that's backspace, not the other one you were thinking. Text spacing is none. Could set it to wait for echo, but I'll show you in a moment why that doesn't work. And everything else is pretty much normal. We set it to 80 by 24 for the proper screen size, and initially we will echo the typed characters. Interpret standard line feed as CRLF and CR as CRLF. So hit both options. Okay. All right, let's apply that. Okay. So click in the select the serial console, and let's type something catalog. Right. So we were typing that. Actually, we were typing that on the 2C. Now let's type that on the MacBook. Okay. So you see it is showing on both screens, at both the USB serial connection and on the 2C console. And all the output is directed to the 2C console. We can take this one step further. Previously, we ran in number #2. Now we will do PR number 2. So PR number 2, and this is going to tell the 2C to send output to port number 2. Okay, notice that the text caret is no longer here on the 2C console, but it has moved over here to the USB serial console. Now if we type in catalog, see, this is where we need to undo the echo. Quick. So you need the echo if you're just typing to the console and you're not expecting output back on the serial console. Just normal output to show up on the regular normal 2C console. But if you want to see the output on the serial console, then we turn the echo off. Okay. So now if we type in catalog, we have no echo and a nice speedy dump of the screen. Okay, so this is the ROM disk. Nothing much interesting there. Let's go to something more interesting. So prefix. Get in the right screen. Prefix. And date of all. Catalog. Okay. And we'll go into the programs volume. And, prefix. And since I'm a lazy person, I'm going to copy and paste. Copy and paste. Click enter. Catalog. Okay. So here we have some basic programs. Nothing much fancy, right? Well, let's see. First one we'll take a look at is color test. Yeah. So let's load. Yeah, list it. Yeah, itty bitty little program that does low res graphics and with a little bit of text output at the bottom. So this will run on both displays. Okay, so run. Let's turn that into nice color instead of lines. So some clicking on our, okay, see, nice color, beautiful color. No scan lines, perfect. Okay, so we have some color output there, and the text came out on the serial console. And the same works also, so that was low res. So we have a second program, color test 2. Load, copy, paste, list. Okay, slightly longer program, and we can see this uses high resolution graphics. Pretty much the same setup. So if we run this, bing, it puts the color on the 2C screen, the text on the serial console. Okay. Back here. Now let's go into a subdirectory here as demo. Fix as demo. Catalog. All right. So here we have a set of programs for sine, just some testing for this A2C, not the, for the MegaFlash acceleration. So if we load sine list, it's a simple little program. We run it. It is correct. So if you run this on a regular Apple IIc, yep, you will not get this output. It will be the everything 1 to the 5th will be very, very wrong. And also those above that will be also wrong. This is the same output you would get on Excel spreadsheets or on your modern machine. So what it's doing is the basic AppleSoft has been patched in ROM to forward sine, cosine, and a few others into the Raspberry Pi. And the Raspberry Pi does the math, not the 6502. So it also accelerates it a little bit. Okay, but that's more important part was we saw the output from the run on the serial console, not on the 2C console. Okay, so that's boring. So let's go catalog again. And we have a program called Mandelbrot there. Yeah, load, copy, paste, list. Now, typical Apple program typed in by hand by And we got mistakes. Now, usually what you would have to do is rewrite the whole line again. So, for example, here on line 70, we can see a massive error. It says go to line 150. There is no line 150. So the program crashes at that point. Typically, you would have to rewrite that line. There is an exception with one of the Deal Brother tools, but if you don't have that, then you're banging it all in once again on the Apple II. But if you're working from the serial console, copy, we're going to just copy that, copy, paste. So it's typing it out for us. And manually type in 50. Yeah, so now if we list, it's correct. We have another error up here. The H color is wrong. Copy, paste. H color should be 3. List. Voila. All the errors fixed, and we didn't have to retype anything except that which we had to fix. Okay. So now if we run this program, so this is a high resolution graphics program. If we run this, it should create a Mandelbrot set. Okay. You see the screen blanks out on the left. It's doing a ton of math. And eventually, we're going to get some green to show up. See? It actually works. And this runs for hours, and we could watch it and watch it and watch it and watch it, but we won't. But if we try to Control-C out of this from the MacBook, it's not going to work. The only way to exit from this, from a running program, is on the Apple II keyboard. Yeah, Control-C, broke at line 60. Now, one more neat trick. Let's go to prefix. All right, let's move up one level. Copy, prefix, paste, run, catalog. Okay, load. And we're going to load this Mandelbrot program. So I notice this one's a lot bigger than the previous one we looked at. Okay. Copy, paste, list. Whoa! Typical Apple problem. Program's too long to fit on a screen. Now, typically you would have to say list 1 to 100 and etc. But we're cheating. We're using a serial console. We've got scroll back. We can scroll back as far as we want. Grab any text that we want to copy. Yep, paste it out, and we could edit it, and then list 45. Yep, so we could do whatever we want to it. So much, much, much faster, easier AppleSoft programming than on the regular Apple II keyboard. So hopefully this has been interesting and you learned something new. We'll see you next time.